another reaction today. Russia accuses Ukraine of helicopter strike in Russian territory. Now Ukraine is fighting back? I don't know. Let me see.
A battlefield first, a strike behind Russian lines. But there is confusion this hour about who's responsible and what happens next.
Right.
The moment of impact looked here, caught on video. You can see it. Low-flying helicopters firing at a Belgorod fuel depot. And a bright orange burst signaling a direct hit. The aftermath? 3.5 million gallons of fuel on fire. Russian state media says this strike set
3.5 million gallons of fuel on fire. Shit. Just imagine how much that would affect everybody over here. You see how gas prices is just skyrocketing like crazy? Like, it's ridiculous.
Tanks ablaze, and that the fire might still spread. Video posted on social media captures another view of the strike. Russia says those are Ukrainian helicopters, but Ukraine's Ministry of Defense would not take credit or even comment on the attack. Let's get first to...
Oh, Blackhawks. Just look like some hefty helicopters there, and then on top of that, for him, from what it looks like an airstrike with a rocket. Do helicopters carry rockets? Like, that's what I want to know.
To Lviv and CNN's Phil Black. Phil, what's the latest?
So, John, the latest is that Ukraine and its military have been and continue to be deliberately vague about who was responsible for this strike, which you've just been discussing. In their words, they have said we can neither confirm nor deny. Now, that is very different to what...
Okay, it is a helicopter strike. Okay.
What Russian officials have said.
Two
say
strikes.
That Ukrainian helicopters crossed the border, flew low, approached the city of Belgorod and attacked that fuel depot. We see the video, we see the fire, we see the strike. So the question is, who did this? The implication that Ukraine did it would...
To be honest with you, I really think Russia did it. Like, look, it could be on some propaganda type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could do, like, a trigger, you know, you fucking falsely trigger something, and just to start a war, you know? I mean, he's already in war, like, but I'm talking about as a full-scale nation on nation war, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I feel like Russia has something to do with this, apparently, or maybe Ukraine did attack. Who knows?
It would seem to be that they have sophisticated capability and they have launched this bold strike in order to go after a seemingly high-value target on Russian territory. It's something that's bigger in many ways than anything we've seen over the course of this war so far. But given their vague and unclear response, it points to only a couple of possibilities here. One is that, yes, Ukraine did do this, but is choosing to be publicly ambiguous, perhaps for operational reasons or some other cause.
I don't understand why Ukraine won't confirm or deny it. If they did, that's a dub. Like, yo, you just hitting, you fighting back now. You're showing that, you know, you can stand your ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can hang with the best of them. But let's continue here. But why? Not before we continue. But why would you deny it? Okay. You can leave a comment on below what you think. Leave a comment below. What do you think?
Or this is the result of Russian action, and yet either deliberate or accidental, and yet they are choosing publicly so far to state that Ukraine was responsible for this attack on their own territory, John.
Phil Black for us, live on the ground in Lviv. Phil, thanks very much for the latest, and let's get some more context now. Important insights from retired Air Force Colonel, CNN military analyst, Cedric Layton. Colonel, great to have you with us. Obviously, here's the area.
Well, personally, I don't know. But from what it looks like, it sounds pretty suspicious to me. I won't really, you know, side with who actually did it and who didn't do it. But I don't know. Just leave your comments below of how you feel about it. And let's continue on for a little bit more.
Talked about Belgorod in the early days of the war because our Fred Pleitgen was there and we were watching it, a staging ground for Russian forces coming in. Now we have this, and this is a freeze frame of this helicopter. From your experience, what is that?
This is an Mi-24 helicopter, and it's one of the helicopters that the Russians and other countries have used for attacks. It is used in has been used in all kinds of conflicts, like the Chechen War.
You've noticed that he said Russians use these type of military helicopters. As a United States Air Force retiree, you know what I'm saying? He's confirming that Russians use it. So I think it was really a Russian planned attack on themselves, you know? Now this is sounding a bit little
As well as, of course, Georgia and in their South Ossetia campaign, plus, of course, here.
You mentioned Russians using them, but does Ukraine have those helicopters?
They do. They do have these helicopters.
So Ukraine does
Ukraine's defense
own
ministry says
own
no
these
comment.
helicopters.
The Russians say that's a Ukrainian helicopter. Can't tell from that picture.
No, you can't.
No
markings that you can discern from this, and it's also possible that the markings were blacked out in order to hide exactly who was flying this aircraft.
And so I just want to come and show our viewers back to this. Phil Black, we use some of this with Phil Black. When you see something like that, though, this would be, if you are the Ukrainians, this would be a high-value target because we've talked repeatedly for weeks about logistics, keeping your forces fueled up and fed.
Yeah, you know, taking fuel depots out, it does a lot of damage, especially when it comes to war. Strategically speaking, that it does. I play a lot of chess, so, you know, in order for you to take away a strong asset, you must, you know, fight against their pawns. Or strategically, you know, best them and to take away their assets instead, you know. But I digress.
There's the fuel.
Absolutely, and this is a direct hit on a fuel storage facility. It's very clear from the type of fire that you see right here, John, that it's petroleum products that are burning, what we call POL, petroleum oil lubricants. This is what you need in order to fly aircraft of multiple types, and hitting this is a perfect military target.
So let's come back out to the bigger map as we look at it here, in the sense that this is just across the border. Literally, you're talking just several miles across the border. If, and we don't know, the ministry, again, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense saying no comment. If this is Ukraine, for the first time, hitting a target on Russia's side of the border, would you view that as a change in strategy or just a target of opportunity, a moment of opportunity?
In this case, I would say it's a moment of opportunity. However, it could be a harbinger of a change in strategy where they're actually trying to bring the war, the Ukrainians are trying to bring the war home to the Russians, at least in part. Now, it's only 18 miles from the border to Belgorod. That is an easy target from a military standpoint and a distance standpoint. If they go further deep into Russia, that would be a marked change in the way they're conducting the war from the.
I think strategically speaking, it'll do a lot. It'll significantly change the tides in the war. It will show Russia that Ukraine is not weak. They're not gonna let them guys walk over, you know. You're not gonna walk over us like Poland got walked over by the ends, you know, the socialists.
Ukrainian standpoint.
Another thing we heard today from the Ukrainian.
Let me correct myself before everybody get all angry at me. The National Socialists Workers' Party of Germany at the time of 1945 were being the aggressors that stormed through Poland. That's what I meant. Let me correct myself.
Ministry of Defense is that it believes Russia is moving missiles over here to Belarus. So what would be the strategic meaning?
Great, wait. Russia's moving missiles to Belarus? That's insane!
Significance of that.
So what they would be doing if they moved, let's say, missiles, Kyiv being right here, and that would be this area right here. You could still move missiles into places like here and still hit Kyiv without any problem. The missiles that the Russians use have that range, most of them do, and they could easily hit targets like Kyiv, Irpin, any of the others that are really important for that particular objective of the Russian war aims, which I believe has not changed, by the way.
And from a Ukrainian defense standpoint, this would be a bold new development, sending your helicopters across the border if that is the case. What do you do? We know troops came in.
Well, if they concentrate missile systems in Belarus, that's going to be a major threat to Ukrainian resistant forces. But if that was them that attacked Belgrad's fuel station, then that's a major strategic move, because that right there can help you. That can give you a little bit of leverage to slow them down on the eastern side of the country. And now all you got to do is primarily focus yourself on the north for quite some time until you can hold off Russian aggression. That's in my opinion. I don't know about anybody else's, but feel free to leave a comment below of your opinion on how would you see it strategically, or how would you feel what will happen, or do you think that, you know, this was actually Ukraine attacking Belgorod oil depots? That would be a good move. And don't you think it's a good move, or don't you think it's a bad move? Who knows?
From Belarus. We know that Russian planes have flown from here. The Pentagon says they usually come right around the border and then go back. They're not coming too deep into Ukraine. If there is a significant buildup of missiles here, is there much Ukraine can do from its side of the border about that?
They would have to mount attacks like they did on Belgorod if they did that. In order to get those kinds of missiles and get their launch sites, it would be very important for them to do that. They would have to go to the source, to the launching site, and be able to eliminate that. Of course, that then risks spreading the war out, and then Belarus could use that as an excuse to enter the war on Russia's side.
Let me bring
That's
you
true.
lastly over here. The Pentagon also says it expects increase. There's already been significant military activity over here, but in the Donbass region, obviously, sometimes the map itself, the Russian troops in these red areas explains it, but why? Why at this moment would you be looking for Russia to increase military activity in the Donbass?
This is
Okay, I don't know. I don't know why, but I'm gonna end the video here, even though I'm gonna cut it a little short. It's just a reaction. I just wanted to see if they actually really did attack Belgrad's fuel depot. I just wanted to get enough information about that, because I really didn't know if they did or didn't. But please leave your comments below. Please leave a like, comment, share. I really appreciate everybody who supports this channel, watches this channel. And I'd like to give a shout out to all of the homies that game with me. I'd like to give a shout out to all of the people that are watching my videos and returning to my channel. I'd like to give a shout out to other channels on YouTube as well for making their way. You know, support little small channels like I and others as well. And hopefully we'll, you know, see you along in the ride. Peace, love, and prosperity. Deuces.